The cold evening air felt heavy as Ethan stood outside his parents' house with only one small backpack. The front door was wide open, but no one invited him back inside. His mother looked away as if she could not even look at her own son. His father crossed his arms and spoke with a hard voice. "You need to leave," he said. "Your sister needs this family more than you do." Ethan stayed silent. He looked at both of them, hoping they would change their minds. They did not. Behind them stood his younger sister, Emily. Tears rolled down her face, but there was something strange about her smile. She looked sad in front of their parents, but the moment Ethan looked away, a small smile appeared on her lips. For years, Emily had been the favorite child. Whenever something went wrong, Ethan was blamed. Whenever Emily made a mistake, their parents found an excuse for her. Ethan worked hard, stayed out of trouble, and even helped pay some of the family bills without asking for thanks. Still, none of it was enough. His father pointed toward the street. "Go. Don't come back." The neighbors watched quietly from their windows. No one said a word. Ethan picked up his backpack. He took one last look at the home where he had spent his entire life. Then he said calmly, "One day, you'll know the truth. I just hope it isn't too late." Without another word, he walked away into the dark street. His parents closed the door behind him without hesitation. But what they did not know was that everything they believed was built on a lie. Over the next 7 days, hidden secrets would come into the light. Painful truths would be revealed, and the family that had thrown Ethan away would soon find themselves knocking on his door, begging for one more chance. Ethan spent his first night on the old sofa in his best friend Daniel's small apartment. Daniel asked many questions, but Ethan only smiled and said, "Some battles are not worth fighting." The next morning, Ethan woke up early. Instead of feeling angry, he made a quiet promise to himself. He would never beg for love from people who had already chosen someone else. While Ethan started looking for a new job, life inside his parents' house slowly changed. Emily acted like nothing had happened. She laughed, watched television, and spent money without thinking. Their parents believed they had made the right choice. They told themselves Ethan would come back and apologize within a few days. But he never called. On the third day, the first problem arrived. The electricity bill was overdue. Then another bill came. His father looked through old papers, confused. For years, those bills had always been paid on time. He could not understand why they were suddenly late. His mother quietly searched Ethan's old room for some answers. Inside one drawer, she found a small notebook. Every page showed careful records. House bills, food expenses, medicine for his father, school payments for Emily. Each payment had Ethan's name beside it. Her hands began to shake. She had never known that Ethan had been secretly helping the family with almost everything. Before she could tell her husband, Emily quickly grabbed the notebook. "It's probably fake," she said with a nervous smile. "He's just trying to make us feel guilty." Her parents wanted to believe her, so they did. But neither of them noticed the fear growing in Emily's eyes. She knew that notebook was only the beginning. The real secret was still hidden, and once it came out, nothing in the family would ever be the same. On the fourth day, Ethan received a phone call that changed everything. It was from Mr. Harrison, the owner of a small company where Ethan had worked part-time 2 years earlier. "I heard what happened," Mr. Harrison said kindly. "I never forgot how honest and hardworking you were. I have a full-time position waiting for you if you want it." Ethan accepted without hesitation. For the first time in years, he felt that someone believed in him without asking for anything in return. While Ethan started his new job, life at his parents' house became more difficult. His father's bank card was declined at the grocery store. His mother discovered that several important payments had been missed. Both of them searched for answers, but nothing made sense. Then an elderly neighbor stopped by with a small envelope. "I think this belongs to Ethan," she said. "He asked me to give it to you only if he ever left the house." Inside the envelope were copies of receipts. Every month for the past 3 years, Ethan had quietly paid part of the mortgage, utility bills, and even Emily's college fees. His parents stared at the papers in complete silence. Their son had never asked for praise. He had simply helped because he loved his family. Emily suddenly stepped forward. "He probably did it to make himself look like a hero," she said quickly. "Don't let him fool you." Her words sounded confident. But this time, her parents did not answer. For the first time, doubt appeared in their eyes. Late that evening, Ethan's mother remembered something she had ignored months ago. A missing piece of jewelry. Emily had blamed Ethan. Without saying a word, she walked upstairs and opened Emily's bedroom door. She was about to discover a secret that would destroy every lie her daughter had ever told. Ethan's mother slowly opened Emily's bedroom door. The room looked clean, but something felt different. She remembered the missing family jewelry that had disappeared months earlier. Emily had cried that day and blamed Ethan without hesitation. Their parents had believed her without asking a single question. Her mother carefully checked the closet. Nothing. Then she noticed a small locked box under the bed. Emily suddenly rushed into the room. "What are you doing?" she shouted. Her mother looked at her with calm eyes. "Open it." Emily refused. Her father stepped forward and unlocked the box with a spare key they kept for emergencies. The room became completely silent. Inside were the missing necklace, several expensive watches, and envelopes filled with cash. There was also a folder. When her father opened it, his hands began to shake. The folder contained fake text messages that Emily had created to blame Ethan for things he had never done. There were printed bank transfers showing Ethan had secretly paid family bills for years. There were even handwritten notes where Emily admitted she enjoyed watching her parents choose her over her brother. Neither parent could speak. Every painful memory came rushing back. Every time Ethan had tried to defend himself. Every time they had called him a liar. Every time they had told him he would never be as important as Emily. They had been wrong. Emily started crying, but this time the tears did not work. "I was scared," she whispered. "I didn't want to lose your love." Her father quietly closed the folder. "You didn't just lie to us," he said. "You destroyed this family." That night, the house felt empty for the first time. Meanwhile, Ethan finished his first week at his new job. His phone remained silent. He believed his family had forgotten him forever. But at that very moment, his parents were standing outside their front door, ready to begin the journey to find the son they had thrown away. On the 7th day, Ethan finished another successful day at work. His new life was simple, but for the first time in years, it felt peaceful. His manager thanked him for solving a difficult problem, and his coworkers treated him with kindness and respect. When he returned to Daniel's apartment, he noticed a black family car parked across the street. He recognized it immediately. His parents stepped out slowly. They looked completely different. Their confident faces had disappeared. They looked tired, worried, and much older than they had only a week before. Ethan walked toward the building without saying a word. His mother called his name. "Ethan, please." He stopped but did not turn around. His father took a deep breath. "We know the truth now." For several seconds, nobody spoke. Then his mother began to cry. "We failed you," she whispered. "You spent years protecting this family, and we rewarded you by pushing you out." She held out the old notebook filled with Ethan's careful records. "I read every page," she said. "You never asked for anything. You only wanted us to be happy." Ethan finally turned to face them. His expression was calm, not angry. "You believed every lie about me," he said softly. "Not once did you ask me for my side of the story." His father lowered his head. "There is no excuse. We came to bring you home," his mother said. "Please, give us another chance." Ethan looked at the apartment building behind him. Inside, he had found peace, respect, and people who trusted him. For the first time in his life, he realized he did not need the house he had lost. He already had a future waiting for him. He looked back at his parents and quietly said, "My answer will change all of our lives." His parents held their breath, waiting to hear the words that would decide their family's future. The street was completely quiet. Ethan looked at his parents for a long moment. He could see real regret in their eyes. They were no longer trying to defend themselves. They had finally accepted the truth. His mother wiped away her tears. "Please come home," she whispered. "We'll fix everything." Ethan gave a small, peaceful smile. "I already have a home," he replied. "It isn't a building. It's the place where people respect me." His words broke his parents' hearts. His father stepped closer. "I don't expect you to forgive us today. I only want you to know that I am ashamed of what I did. I should have trusted my son." Ethan nodded. "I forgive both of you." His parents looked up with hope. "But forgiveness doesn't mean I can go back," Ethan continued. The day you asked me to leave, something inside me changed. I learned that I deserve better than being someone's second choice. Neither of them argued. Deep inside, they knew he was right. Just then, Daniel walked outside and placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. You ready? He asked. Ethan smiled. Yeah. Before leaving, Ethan looked at his parents one last time. I truly hope you have a better future, he said. But this time, you must build it without me. His parents watched as Ethan walked away with confidence, not sadness. For the first time, they understood the true cost of choosing one child while ignoring the other. Back at home, they apologized to neighbors, repaid the debts Ethan had secretly covered, and finally stopped making excuses for Emily. She had to face the consequences of her own choices and begin rebuilding her life honestly. Months later, Ethan earned a promotion, rented his own apartment, and surrounded himself with people who valued him for who he was. He never sought revenge. His peaceful, successful life became the answer his parents would never forget. Sometimes, the strongest revenge is not making those who hurt you suffer. It is showing them that you can build a happier life without them, and making them realize, far too late, what they chose to lose.